to tell you a little bit more about what it is to pray, tefillah. Tefillah is the deepest experience that a human being can have. The prophets prayed. It's called meditative prayer. What's it all about? Right? That's what we want to talk about. So I want to start with the mashal, a famous parable of the Baal Shem Tov. For me, this parable changed my life. It changed my life. So, and I found 7 versions of this parable, and each one is more beautiful than the other. It's not like, oh my goodness, there's 7 versions, which one do I choose? You choose all of them. So the main parable is like this. There was a king who was a master of achizat anayim. What's achizat anayim? It's the sleight of hand, or the optical illusion, the ability to make things appear, and even if they don't really exist, but to make them as if they do. What was this king going to do? He's make a palace. He's making a palace with incredible rooms, incredible treasures. Around the palace is moats and gardens and mazes, lions, soldiers, everything you can imagine, and many gates and many walls. And in the middle of the palace is the throne room, and the king sits there. It's a mashal, it's a parable. Where's the king? Where's the infinite one? Right here in the midst of our being, right there in the midst of our world. Okay, so now he invites all of the princes and all of the wise men and everybody in the whole realm, come visit me in the throne room. But then he closes all the gates. And we all stand there outside the gate. There's like 7 gates, 7 walls. So all we see is walls. There's no way to get in. You can go along the wall. There's no way. How do you get over such a wall? But some of them figure out, we'll go over this wall and we'll see what happens. And they get over one wall and they go over another wall. And it's really not as hard as you think. And they get scared because there's an alligator there, but they go around it. The alligator becomes passive. They meet some soldiers. They're able to talk them in. Say, we want to go see the king. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you have to go to another place. Sometimes the ministers of the king are strewing money, silver and gold. Anybody who wants to take. And if you're foolish, you take it and you go. But those who are wise, and they become fewer and fewer as we get towards the actual throne room, those who are wise, they go on. Not the money, not the gold. And you get into the palace. And in the rooms in the palace, there's rooms with incredible wisdom. Books from thousands of years ago. Books that you could sit there in a room with all the wisdom in the world. You have to pull yourself away from this room. It's everything you ever wanted to know. You know why? It's not time yet. I want to go see the king. There'll be time to come back to the room. Yes, I will need the wisdom. I will need the knowledge. But now, everything is a diversion. Just getting to the king. The king placed all these things around himself to divert us, to stop us. Not to be cruel, because he's wise. And then when we finally get to the throne room, and we bow down, and we realize this is our own Father. Such a loving Abba, such a loving Daddy. And he's sitting there, and he smiles at us, and he says, come to me, my son. Come to me, my daughter. And we go. He says, tell me what you went through. Tell me what you went through. Tell me what it was like. Tell me everything about yourself. And he actually wants to listen to us. And we tell him. And you know at what point it says to us, I want you to turn around. And we turn around and we see there's no palace. We said it's optical illusion. We said it's an optical illusion. This thing doesn't exist as we understand things in the normal way. And I'll tell you what it means in a second. You already intuit what it means. But you turn around and there's no palace. There's no moats. There's no soldiers. There's no lions. There's no anything. It's only endless gardens with angels, angelic beings. You go to the king, you say, what's going on here? And he said, it says to you, I had to make it like it. I had to make it as if, but I was with you every second. I was with you every second. Everywhere you were, whatever you were going through, I was with you every second. It had to seem like I wasn't there. It had to seem like I was hiding. But now I want you to leave me and take this with you. I want you to go out again. The palace is going to reappear. The rooms are going to be there. I want you to go and I want you to get the wisdom of the Torah. I want you to go and get the wisdom. And I want you to understand what your life is about now as you go back out into the palace and beyond into the world. This mashal is so deep. What can I say? It means that wherever we go, Hashem is here. Wherever we go, Hashem is now. If our little brains don't get it, it's okay. Don't even think your brain can get it. Your heart gets it. Your soul gets it. Hashem is with us. Gam ki elech begetz hamavet lo irara ki ata imadi. Even when I'm walking through the valley of the shadow of death, you're with me. That's what King David was all about. That's what Moshe Rabbeinu was all about. That's what you are all about. That's what I am all about. So there's a certain degree of optical illusion here. Right? This is Judaism. Judaism says that the world is real, and yet it's real in a different way than you thought it was. You have to know that the world is real and that you have to go by the rules. But you also have to know that you can get inside of the inside. You can go into the Holy of Holies. You can connect to Hashem in the deepest way. And then you come back out. You go in and you come out. And then it becomes more that the more you go in, the more you can bring out. That's our job. We'll talk next time about soul, about neshama, about who we are as neshamot, and the incredible heritage that we have from the teachers who lived for thousands of years, who prepared us to live in this time. They're all rooting for us. They're all totally knowing what's going on here. And they're ready to reveal themselves. Have you ever heard such a thing? It's crazy. The world seems like the worst it's ever been. But you know where we're holding? This is Erev Shabbat Kodesh. It's just before the great Shabbat. History is accelerating towards great things. It has to seem like there's blocks, like there's soldiers, like there's antithesis, like there's nothing that we can ever do to overcome the problems. But the deep emunah, the deep faith that we have, that Hashem is all there is, and that we are shlichim, we are messengers, and we are souls who come from heaven to come down to this world, it changes everything. I bless you to be joyous, to know that Shabbat is coming. Shabbat is coming. Shalom, shalom.